Can you tell me what do you understand by the responsive website? On the CS fundamental side, I think being an CS IT grad, you need to be. And there are mentorship sessions as well, like where you can discuss all of these things in much more detail. The project you want to discuss, you need to be super clear about it. You have any word that you have written, you need to be idea. Any tech stack that you have used, you need to be very clear about it. Hi, Sahil. Good afternoon. How are you?
I am fine, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm also great, yeah. Okay. Shall we start then? So I'll give a quick introduction about myself, and then you can go ahead telling about you and your projects and all. Okay. So myself, Shubham. I graduated from IIT Roorkee, and then I worked in a couple of startup and MNC for the last 4 years. I had worked with companies like OYO and some of the early stage startup and US-based MNC like ServiceNow. So yeah, primarily I'd worked or had an experience of the front-end tech stack. So yeah, that's a bit summary about me. Would you like to give a brief intro about yourself?
Yes, sir. I am Sahil Verma, third year BTech Computer Science student from Indian Institute of Information Technology, Vadodara, and
Mhm.
I am a software developer who has knowledge of about front end skills and I am very willing to solve new problems and new algorithm and learn new algorithms. And
Mhm.
I have created many projects, and one of them is this street. I have done one internship also in Yash Infotech, Vajra, Pune.
Okay. So which one has been some of the major work, the personal project or the your internship experience?
My personal project, I worked on more on that. Yes, sir.
Okay, can you give a little more insight, like what all you did in the district?
Sir, it is an responsive website in which street vendors or normal small vendors can create their accounts and show their this is using the cards and can any customer can purchase it and can book an order. So we provide them self the order. We can I will use HTML, CSS and basic JavaScript for the front end, and for database I am use I had used MySQL, and for about the backend part, I'd use Node.js.
Okay. So we have used the term responsive. Can you tell me what do you understand by the responsive website?
A responsive website means it is a website that which can interact with the customers, so they can easily book their orders, and they can see and means the website responds to their query, like the
You
responsive
sure
website.
about this answer? Is that
Yes,
what we call as responsive website?
yes, little bit.
That's not correct, by the way.
Yes,
Can you think of any website which is not responsive? So first of all, responsive website is not about something that will, that can give you the some insight in response that you click on button and it will work and all. Responsive means is that this website is proper functional on different devices, be it desktop, be it mobile, be it
so
tablet, be it any devices
okay.
variation. So that is called a responsive website. You have mentioned about the tech stack, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. How good are you with this tech stack?
I am beginner in these because I am more in competitive programming or these things. So
Mhm.
I've created this project for only for the resume part.
Okay, so the blogs, let's suppose Medium blog. So what do you think? Medium block is fetching the data from the database, but also is bringing one set of content from the database. So it's a dynamic or a static website?
So, it is a static website, sir.
Medium is a static website. Is that what you're saying?
No, sir. Medium there. No, sir. It is dynamic because it can fetch data and we.
Okay, chalo, let's quickly jump to the DSA part. I think you would have the interview pad shared with you. Can you share your screen and open that interview pad? Okay, great. So can you tell me some of your favorite data structure?
Sir, heap or stack.
Stack. Chalo, let's start
Uh,
with some of the stack first. Heap is relatively a bit on a higher node, but let's start with the stack. Okay. Whether finding that it's a valid or invalid parenthesis, right? Yeah. So what happens in that sort of question that you are given a string and it asks, okay, whether it's a valid or not. So you create a simple stack and then try to pull it, means you try to add and then see that, okay, there is an equivalent closing or not, right?
yes, sir.
So for example, in this case, this is the things that you follow. Now the question is slightly modified, and here we need to find the longest valid parenthesis in this uh, parenthesis in given string. Okay, so what I mean by that is, let's suppose you are given a string like above, and you need to, like you can say there are multiple valid parentheses here. One is this thing, and the other is also that part, and this one. These are the two unique parentheses present, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
I can say that the this one is the longest, correct?
Yes, sir.
So in this case, my output is
Yes, sir. Means we have to find the longest
length,
valid
right?
means
Yeah.
length. Yes, sir.
So if I give you some more example, so in this case, my output will be like you can see 6.
6. Yes, sir.
You got the question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I can start, sir.
What you will be starting right? Start to code.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How are you planning to solve it? Maybe first you can tell that part. You can open the interview pad only.
Okay, sir.
Try to see the question and tell me the possible solution that you will be using. Discuss the big O complexity. Don't just jump to the code. Okay, there are still some of the use cases which are not very properly done, but I think let's quickly move to the other side of the discussion. Okay, can you stop sharing the screen and
Yes, sir.
we can come to some of the CS questions. I guess you must have revised the CS, OS, and these concepts.
Yes, sir. Little bit.
Okay, sure. Let's start with the CS1 itself. You know about different keys in the database, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me what is the difference between a primary and the super key?
So primary key is the one means which uniquely identifies in it, means it is used to identify other.
Both are uniquely identified. What is the
But
difference?
super key is means the superset of the primary key, means two superset is like that if we combine, if means it is all the primary, all the one can be primary key, but primary key can be the unique one.
So on what basis the primary key would be the unique one? What does that mean?
Means it doesn't have the extra column added to them.
Isn't
In
that the
super
same for? Isn't it doesn't have the extra column for what?
means primary key has only the one column which we used, means which which means is necessary for identifying the whole.
Coming on this part, there are different types of database which is being used in the market for, or the market, or I could say in the industry for different purposes. Can you tell me some of the type of database except the relational database?
Tree based data, and another one is no, I didn't remember, sir.
Okay, no issues.
Layer database.
Okay, no issues. You know what is the difference between multitasking and versus multiprocessing?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell
uh,
me?
Multitasking is that in which we can do more tasks, one or more tasks at a same time. But in multiprocessing means we use different
Hello.
processor, means
Can you quickly tell this multiprocessing once?
sir, multiprocessing have multiple processor, means like we have divided our work in multiple subparts, and subparts can and it is done by parts of a processor.
Okay, I think I'm done from my side. For a couple of minutes, I can move it to you. You have any questions to ask for me?
It's my first interview, sir. I
Hmm.
didn't appear for any interview at that time, and I am in third year,
Hmm.
so I am at extreme stress that what can I do good job, because after 6 months we have placement in our college.
I'll quickly try
Mm.
to answer that part because I think there would be other sessions as well. So there are multiple things you need to be very clear about. One is the project. The project you want to discuss, you need to be super clear about it. You have any word that you have written, you need to be idea. Any tech stack that you have used, you need to be very clear about it. And it's something that if the interviewer himself is asking that which is your major project, and then you are saying that okay, you are a beginner in that tech stack, it's not a good impression. Okay,
Okay,
you
sir.
need to be very clear like what is making that project as tech as the major one. You need to be super clear on that part. Next,
Okay, sir.
when you're saying you are really good on the problem solving and you do the DSA part, you need to understand that okay, we try to solve a problem, leave the brute force. We will not able to conclude with some of the logic building itself. On the coding part, you were good. I think we had a limited time there itself, but there were still some of the edge cases you have missed. On the CS fundamental side, I think being an CS IT grad, you need to be clear. No other way around left. Okay. So yeah,
Okay, sir.
these were the main points. Okay, you can work upon, and there are mentorship sessions as well, like where you can discuss all of these things in much more detail.
Yes, sir.
Chalo.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
man.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.